Talk to me about this concept of mass formation, because you introduced it in the film and I had never heard of it before. Is that something that you stumbled on when you were doing your research, and how would you explain it to anybody?
Yeah, well, I interviewed Professor Matthias Desmet, who wrote a book on totalitarianism, and he really has helped to amplify the awareness around the world of what mass formation is. And in short, mass formation is mass hypnosis. And I opened the movie with the admission that I was part of the mass hypnosis. So I come from the far progressive left, born and raised in California, so I didn't really have a choice. And I mean that literally. When you're born and raised in the Mecca of California, there is one political party, and to even consider the other party means you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're greedy, and all of the horrible other labels that can be placed on you. And so, as we examine in the film, we call it weaponized compassion, because I realize that the way they capture people, and this is also an answer to why I've had so many people reach out to me. They were just amazed that their brother, who was the smartest person they know, I can't tell you how many times I've heard this, fell for it all, or their doctor, or their incredibly intelligent father, or whatever it might be. And so you have to understand that as we examine in the film, that I always say it's the highly educated and deeply caring people that are the most vulnerable. And it's the people somewhere in the middle who work with their hands, who somehow have a connection with the earth still, and somehow have a connection with their own humanity, that were the ones that have a little common sense left to say, I'm going to wait, I'm going to hold off. This doesn't sound like a logical, wise move to put something experimental into my body. I'm just going to hold off for a couple of weeks. Let me see how this goes. While the other ones who, the highly educated people are the ones who spent so much time bowing to authority. Their whole life has been in some kind of government-funded education, university, whatever it might be, med school, law school. And so they've become so adept at just listening to the person who has more stripes than they have, that they don't question authority anymore. And that becomes very dangerous. Then you have, I don't consider myself in that ranking. I consider myself the deeply caring person. Raised by a single mom with two sisters and a gay brother, I had a lot of feminine input. So I was very, sensitive about helping people. And I was always told, always make sure that you go out and you meet the people who are, the janitors at the school. They're real people, and get to know them. My mother was very much like all people are equal and loved them all equally. And so, it really instilled this balance in me that I recognized later when I was on the road with Bernie Sanders. And that's where my awakening began, was I hear this gruff little character start to regurgitate these talking points that really moved me. It's like there are people that are not being treated fairly. And at that time, coming from this kind of what I recognize now as a kind of a communist, socialist perspective of that there's the working class, the laborers, and then there's the elite class who just enslave us, right? I felt that I was part of that class. And then Bernie Sanders comes along, he starts talking about helping women and people at the bottom and minorities, and it just struck me. And I thought, I remember, I said out loud many times, I wish when I was growing up, we were raised on welfare. Mom with 4 kids on her own, her husband was killed. And I thought, I wish we had someone like this when I was growing up, someone that could speak this way, that recognized our suffering, what we're going through. And so I bought into it fully, and I ended up on the road with him. And I traveled from Los Angeles all the way to Philadelphia. While I was on the road with him, that's when my awakening started, because I edit what I shoot. And I've learned through the years, I know when I have a complete answer to my question, and I won't stop until I get that answer, because I don't want to get back to the edit bay and realize they didn't really answer my question. So I don't really have a totality of the story here. And I'd never experienced the dissatisfaction of answers to my questions like I did when I was on the road with Bernie Sanders. I would ask very clear, very direct questions. What is the difference between socialism and democratic socialism? And they say, well, it's socialism, but it's by and for the people. It's different. People get to control it. And I'd say, okay, well then how do you pay for all the different things that you're wanting for free? And they'd say through taxation. And I would say, well, who's going to collect the taxes? And their eyes would cross. And they'd say, I guess the government. And I'd say, interesting, do you trust the federal government? No. But you want to give them more of your money? More of my money? You want to give, and do you like the way they spend your money now? No, it's terrible. So you think giving them more of your money is going to somehow correct that? Like what, there's something missing here. Are you guys seeing this? And no one was willing to really delve into that deeply with me. It was just kind of like, stop asking the questions. It's going to work somehow. We don't know. Just vote for Bernie.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.